What's up, everybody? Hulk 93 in the place to be. Welcome to the Wrestling Corner, episode 9. I should have did 19 of a season 5. So let me just make sure I do that again. Episode 19 of season 5. That's better. Hope everybody had a nice weekend, and if you had a Valentine, I hope you treated them well. Since Sunday was Valentine's Day. And if you were a basketball fan, All-Star, Saturday night was something to watch. I'm not going to, do a thorough review on it because this is the wrestling corner, not the NBA or basketball corner. But I just will say that this All-Star Saturday night was probably one of the best in a long time. And I would dare say probably the most competitive in terms of all the events that took place. From the skills challenge, from the three-point shootout, right, from the slam dunk contest, which was off the page, especially since the slam dunk contest, by many and including myself, has been pegged as, being a dying event, something that, probably needs to be retired. But thanks to Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, looks like they brought some life or added another year to the slam dunk contest. Hopefully it keeps up. Hopefully, the slam dunk contest gets a full revival. But anyway, this is also, that's not just episode 19, season 5 of Wrestling Corner. It's also the go home edition of Wrestling Corner because this Sunday is WWE's next pay-per-view, Fastlane. Now, I remember that Fastlane was this Sunday, but but I'm not sure if WWE themselves remembered that Fastlane was this Sunday. And what I mean by that is because last night, had to have been one of the overall worst Raws I've ever seen. Well, more of because it was supposed to be a go home edition. So, it's like, you know what? All right, hold on. Let me just see if anybody's here, right? Let's see. There ain't nobody here. What I mean is, Raw kicked off. Raw kicked off with impromptu. I would like to believe impromptu because, sometimes in WWE, when something looks impromptu, you're like, when everybody is ready to come out, it's almost like, was this really impromptu? But yeah, an impromptu fatal 5-way. It was like the first time they ever referred to a 5-way match as fatal 5-way. Makes sense since it's still F. But a fatal 5-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Dean Ambrose defending his belt against Tyler Breeze, Kevin Owens, Stardust, and Dolph Ziggler. And one thing that I joked on, that after Kevin Owens came out and before Ziggler came out, was like, and the threat the threat scale starts to get lower. I'm like, Owens, okay, threat, and then Stardust, Tyler Breeze, and then finally Dolph Ziggler comes. And in my opinion, you probably was best to stop watching Raw right after the five-way. Because right after the five-way, because the five-way was probably the best thing that happened on that Raw. I said to myself, I said to my brother, Chris, the Mount Vernon kid, that there was only two positives that I could take from last night's Raw, and that was, or probably three, because it's Paul Heyman and a promo for Paul Heyman, but I don't know, because it's even like what he was trying to say. It's like I said before, they're trying to do this whole Dean and Roman, like as if as if they are afraid or the consequences of going against each other, when we've seen these two go against each other time and time again. When something's precious on the line, they have no problem doing that. So it kind of renders the whole storyline of, oh, you gotta win to go over your friend between them. It renders it meaningless, because it's like these two have no gripe against going against each other. They don't. So I don't know why they keep trying to push that. But anyway, the only two things really two positive take out last night's Raw in terms of like in-ring action or so was the five-way and the AJ Styles mismatch. Those are like the only two positives I can think of to take from it. Last night's Raw was supposed to be a go-home edition. It was supposed to be a go-home show. But it barely promoted Fastlane. And, when you add Mark Henry getting hurt, which led to an awkward finish between him and Big E, where Big E had him up for the big head. Next thing, no, Mark Henry just no. I'm like, what's going on? From that to, no filler. I guess filler match between Heath Slater and Zack Ryder to Paige versus Summer, and I want to know where that's going somewhere with Summer Rae beating Paige clean. I was like, okay. To there's some stuff on Raw. Like, I think a testament to how like disorganized or poorly organized that Raw was when it started to get to a certain point where I was starting to question what was the main event, because they didn't really promote anything as the main event, like the main event segment or the main event match. They showed a graphic of Big Show versus Braun Strowman, but they didn't say as if that was going to be the main event. And then sure enough, that turned out to be the main event. And it was man. I thought the main event was going to come pretty late, when after the Paul Heyman Roman Reigns segment, when Reigns got attacked by the Dudley Boys and Ambrose saved him. I thought, okay, we're gonna get something where, oh yeah, because of what happened, moments ago, later tonight, it's gonna be in the main event, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns versus the Dudley Boys. But that would not be the case. That would turn out to be for SmackDown. SmackDown, it will be Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns versus the Dudley Boys, who came out and they said the same thing that they said SmackDown. And like my brother Chris says, that was kind of a case of not acknowledging SmackDown, because they promoted the Dudleys coming out to explain themselves as if they did not explain themselves already on SmackDown. And we also found out that, okay, at Fastlane, this time between Kalisto and Del Rio is going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match, which in my opinion would have made sense if like the series was tied or something, But Kalisto has already pinned him 3 straight times, so he's already shown that he can beat him 2 times. And it's going to be on the kickoff, so that probably gives me an incentive to watch the kickoff, because normally I do not watch the kickoff match. I'm doing basically the pre-show. Hold on. Okay. Then you had this thing between Charlotte and Brie Bella. They tried to make it personal. And you also had, late in the night, Naomi and Becky to promote the tag team match. But that Raw, you couldn't tell that Fastlane was going to be this Sunday if you watched that Raw. You couldn't tell. And me and my friend Nate, our only inclination was because for why Raw was like that. Well, probably not poorly organized, but why it didn't feel like a go-home show. Our only inclination was that because Brock Lesnar is going to be on SmackDown, that they're going to save the go home feel for that, because Brock is going to be on SmackDown. That's the only inclination we could get for why possibly Raw didn't feel like a go home show. But at the same time, I like what Nate said, that even if that was the case, you didn't really give a reason to give anybody reason to really tune into SmackDown. Besides, okay, Brock Lesnar is going to be there. But if somebody probably watched that Raw and they was like so appalled, they're probably, well, they might think, should I even tune into SmackDown? So, I mean, yeah, Raw, that was one of the worst Raws, one of the worst go home Raws I've ever witnessed. I mean, I just was just like, yo, the WWE even knows that Fastlane is supposed to be promoted. Fastlane is supposed to be, that Fastlane is this Sunday. But, with the 5-way, Kevin Owens won the belt back. And I kid you not, I was not necessarily surprised that Kevin Owens got the belt back, because I think I said it on the corner before that I felt that his losses were going to somehow lead to some big rebound for him. And last night was the rebound. But I was a little bit surprised that Ambrose lost. I thought that he would go into Fastlane still Intercontinental Champion. But turned out that's not going to be the case. And the way I see it is that Owens got the belt for Mania, where he will go against AJ. That's my belief, especially after Royal Rumble, where Owens eliminated him and mocked his his pose, and we still have yet to have a match between them. So it'd be pretty cool, a first time meeting in WWE. I'm not quite sure if Owens and AJ Styles have ever gone against each other before. I'm not so sure. But it'd be pretty interesting. First time meeting between them is at WrestleMania. And it's for the Intercontinental Championship. where I do believe AJ Styles will go on to win. I do see AJ Styles getting the IC belt this year, and I believe that's why Owens got the belt back. So, in a sad case, I guess you could say it's a case of Owens getting the belt just to hold on to it till Mania. Just to hold on to it for AJ. But so Kevin Owens in a span of, and it only took him 2 months to get the belt back. Even though he didn't pin Dean, he pinned Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze took the fall because he was like the jobber, one of the jobbers in that match, along with Stardust. But I don't know if Dean is, sometimes WWE, sometimes they acknowledge the whole rematch clause deal, and sometimes they just don't acknowledge it at all. And Dean is not going to get the first shot at Owens now as two-time champion. Is going to be Dolph Ziggler. So, because they've been going head-to-head for quite a while, and Ziggler lately has had Owens' number. Okay. But that being said, I guess I'll dive into, my predictions for Fastlane, the pay-per-view. Let me hold on. Got my tablet here. Let me just punch up the card. So, I mean, while I'm punching up the card here, Nate said that he said something about like, if you're not going to bring Elimination Chamber back, you might as well just ditch the February pay-per-view altogether. And I mean, Fastlane, they only sold. This is the second Fastlane, but Fastlane is a B pay-per-view. Because in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and I'm a little bit surprised that this year there was a Fastlane, because it seems like WWE's going to be doing something before Mania, some things like the march to WrestleMania, something that I remember. I think I wasn't around during that time, but I remember watching WrestleMania 10, and when they were showing the build up for Owen Hart versus Brett. For one of the segments, it had on the bottom the graphic March to WrestleMania. So I'm guessing WWE used to do something called March to WrestleMania, and they're bringing it back for, I think, a WWE Network special. I'm surprised they just didn't, save whatever's going to be for Fastlane for that, or at least, make. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I kind of agree with Nate. If because Elimination Chamber, at least Elimination Chamber kind of felt unique, as if it was like you had to go through hell to either retain your status into Mania or make it to Mania. But now that Elimination Chamber is gone, or I'm not completely gone, because they said it was going to be gone last year, and then just out of nowhere they brought it back. But it's just if you're not going to have um, you know, Elimination Chamber, you can build WrestleMania, because after Fastlane, you can build away WrestleMania without a pay-per-view, and then because right after Fastlane, there's like let me count. Let me count here. How many days is going to be after Mania after Fastlane? Okay, Fastlane will be the 21st. All right, there's going to be 41 days left to build up Mania after Fastlane. So, it's almost like even at Fastlane, there's still going to be a long way to go till Mania. Oh shoot. Yeah, that was kind of shocking. Because I've got ESPN on here, and for people that know about ESPN, they got like the ticker that scrolls at the bottom. It says something about how Ronda Rousey said on the Ellen DeGeneres show that after her loss to Holly, she contemplated committing suicide. Just like, holy crap! Like, did the loss have an effect on you that bad? And then saying how she wants to fight Holly, and she wants to beat her and make everything right again. It's that statement right there. You can take that a lot of ways. You can take that as like redemption, but also you can take it in a bad way. It's almost like, okay, what if she was to lose again? It's just that's just kind of scary. She said, reading there said that, she thought about, why she reconsidered decision of committing suicide, about, her role and, thought about her role in life and everything. But it's kind of scary when to hear that contemplated suicide after that lost to Holly. But yeah, I mean, 41 days after Fastlane, that's a long way. That's still counting the weeks here. So, that's about it's about like that could be like, I think 5 to 6 weeks of build up after Fastlane. So I don't know. It's like, do you really need Fastlane? And I think especially if it's always going to be. And I remember there was like a video on this where is it getting tiresome that it seems now like it's a every February thing where either the winner of the Royal Rumble or the number one contender has to put their number one contendership on the line instead of building all the way through to Mania, building up number one contender after they become number one contender, Royal Rumble winner, and building up, all the way to, Mania. Because Cena in 2013, he put up his Royal Rumble victory on the line against Punk, and and that turned out to be a classic, but still, 2014, 2014, not 2014. No, Batista didn't have to. He had to put his. He had to put his Royal Rumble victory on the line. 2015, Roman Reigns did against Bryan, because the winner of that was going to face Brock Lesnar. So, and this year, because they had that stipulation of, the winner of the Royal Rumble will also be their WWE Championship. So that's not going to be the case this year. Triple H just basically gets a bye all the way till Mania. I don't even think he's going to have him. He's not even going to have a match up until Mania. Okay. Okay. There's the card. Okay. Kalisto versus Del Rio. Kalisto versus Del Rio. 2 out of 3 folks for the United States Championship. My prediction, Kalisto. Hopefully, this is the end of this feud. I think they've done it. It is, and it. I think that it's more of they've done Del Rio Kalisto too much in so little time, and that has a tendency to wear on people when you do the same match in so little time. We've seen plenty of matchups. We've seen plenty of matchups that have spanned from 3 or 6 matches, but I think like, let's look for example, like Rock and Rock and Austin. But the difference between Rock and Austin is that after WrestleMania 15 and Backlash, where they had back-to-back matches, after that, Rock and Austin became like a special thing. You would kind of not really know when would be the next one. It made it feel more special when it did come. Like, okay, whoa, it's been a while since we've seen a one-on-one match between them. Same thing. An example like Kalisto, they put Owens and Ziggler. They've been doing Owens and Ziggler despite them putting on good performance, but they've been doing it on Raw for like weeks now. So it's all like, okay, we've seen this a lot now. Yeah, but I predict Kalisto to win, and no, hopefully that's the end of the feud. And I don't know what Del Rio does from there, but let's see. Oh, just added. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, just adding, and I actually thought this match was going to be for Mania, but just adding 6-man tag team match. The Wyatt family members Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, Braun Strowman versus Ryback, Big Show, and Kane. I thought this was going to be for WrestleMania. I thought, because I predict, and because I think it's pretty obvious that WrestleMania is going to be Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. I predicted that while that's going on, Luke Rowan, and Braun will be dealing with 3 other men. And when they started to take out Kane and Big Show and Ryback, I'm thinking, okay, this set up for Mania. But they're doing it for Fastlane. My predictions, I predict the Wyatt family to win. But I will say this, though. It would not surprise me if the Wyatt family lose. And that's just a testament to how the booking for the Wyatt family has been for the past couple of months. It's like, yeah, how many times we've seen them look like, yeah, they're getting pushed, they're like hot and cold. Like I called Bray. He's Mr. Icy Hot. You know, the family is like icy hot. So even though I predict the Wyatt family to lose, I would not be surprised if they. I predict the Wyatt family to win. I will not be surprised if they. I would not be surprised if they would to lose. Right. For the Intercontinental Championship, Kevin Owens defending title against Dolph Ziggler. And these guys been going at it, for the past couple of weeks. But my prediction is, it's funny. My prediction is Owens winning, and the stories will be that Ziggler has Owens' number when it used to be that Owens had Ziggler's number. But I predict Owens to get the win. Once again, I feel that they're pushing Owens versus AJ. They're probably not pushing it directly, but I'm just saying that I feel that that's what's being built up. This whole thing with Jericho is to, give AJ some credibility to, people that in WWE that do not know, that are not knowledgeable of AJ Styles. So when you go against, Owens, I guess it's like, hey, I can believe AJ Styles has a chance to get on. He's been dealing with Chris Jericho and got a win over him and everything. And even though it's not on the card yet, because AJ did propose a challenge to Chris Jericho for AJ Y2J3 at Fastlane, and Jericho said he'll give his answer on SmackDown. So it's not on the card right now, but I predict that, yeah, it's going to be on the card, Jericho versus AJ Styles. And if that is the case, if that is going to be on the card, then my prediction is AJ Styles beats Chris Jericho. And this time, by not like a counter pin. No, he beats him. Either going to beat him with the Style Clash, or he's going to make him tap and beat him with basically beat him with the calf killer. Now I think they call it the calf crusher. Okay. Tag team match, the only traditional tag team match on the card because the New Day are going to be part of Edge and Christian's, the Cutting Edge Peep Show. And don't forget, after Fastlane will be the first episode of Edge and Christian's show, which I am definitely anticipating. And I feel it's going to be just going to reek of awesomeness. Yeah. So traditional tag team match, the only traditional tag team match on the card. Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks versus Naomi and Tamina. The prediction is pretty easy. Becky and Sasha, and the same thing goes for the Divas or the Women's Championship match. Charlotte versus Brie Bella. Just like I said with Sasha and Becky, Charlotte is, for the win. I don't think that when initially started off as, Fred Nason looked like it was, like a sympathy push for Brie because of Nikki. and now the sympathies come is now topped, is now piled on the Bryan's recent retirement. But I still don't think that that Bree is going to win. I still don't. I feel that I felt from the get-go that once it became official that Bree was going to go against Charlotte and Sasha and Becky were going to go against Tamina and Naomi, it was pretty obvious to me that these two matches are just for the eventual triple threat match. This is just, intermission. Instead of going full out, okay, it could have did a triple threat match at Fastlane, stemming off from the Royal Rumble and having whoever didn't get pinned or submitted, go against whoever was the champion at WrestleMania. But seeing the way it's going, it seems to me that it's going to be a triple threat match at Mania: Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte. So Fastlane just seems to be like a pit stop. Get it, Fastlane? No. So it seems like it's a pit stop for the inevitable, the triple threat match. So I doubt, I doubt Charlotte's going to lose, and I definitely doubt Sasha and Becky are going to lose. But I would not be surprised after Sasha and Becky win that, they throw some bows or something. And then the main event, triple threat match, the number one contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 32. Ambrose, Reigns, Lesnar. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, and it's pretty appropriate that I say that. Call me crazy, but my prediction is still Dean Ambrose to win. And probably probably that prediction comes from what I would like to happen. So I don't know if it's more of a prediction instead of a wish. Because now the time what you predict is what you want, what you like. Like for instance, if it was, like if it was the Knicks versus the Warriors, my prediction would be the Warriors are going to beat the Knicks by double digits. But that's not what I want or I would like. What I would like is for the Knicks to win. So most time your prediction is not what you want. But in this case, what I want is actually my true prediction is that Ambrose will win because Brock will probably have the match won, but Wyatt's come out, especially after hearing, when Heyman said that, it's not going to be over. That Brock will, resume what was left. Will resume. Will pick up where him and Bray left off at Royal Rumble, and Bray might just beat him to it. Like, okay, I'm not gonna wait for you. I'm just gonna come right at you. And that leaves Roman laid out, and Dean gets the win and goes on to WrestleMania. That's what I would like, and that's what I still predict what's going to happen. And even if Dean does not win, I think still I can definitely predict that, yes, Brock is going to get screwed by the Wyatt family. I think a lot of people can predict that. But so it's funny, I said call me crazy because Dean Ambrose is the lunatic friend. But I predict Ambrose to win. I really do. And it's not only because it's what I want or would like, to happen. It's just, I'm just have a feeling, something, different might happen here. But I think it's going to be a chaotic match. It has the capability, the potential to be more chaotic than Cena, Rollins, and Lesnar because you got Ambrose in there. Ambrose is not gonna he's not gonna pull any punches or hold off or anything. You got Reigns, or a straight up brawler, in your face, and you have Brock, who's a straight up beast, who is a weapon himself, but everywhere he goes, is in danger of being destroyed. So I would not be surprised. This is all over the place. So if if Jericho and Y2J, Jericho and Y2J, same person. If Jericho and AJ is on the card, then there'll be six. Technically, there's already six matches if AJ and Jericho are on the card because the pre-show match, but that's the pre-show. I don't understand why Kalisto and Del Rio couldn't be on the card anyway, since it was promoted to be on the card the first time. One might say, why isn't Ryback, Big Show, and Kane versus the Wyatt family not on the pre-show? Um, but so far, there's only six. So if Y2J and AJ3 happens, it's going to be seven. But based on the actual card, six matches, which is pretty um no pretty decent in terms of um a pretty decent size for a card because you could actually get a lot out of the six matches. I doubt. I doubt. Um, I'm looking at. I think Becky Lynch and Sasha might get more time than Naomi. I mean, the Becky Lynch, the Becky, Sasha, Tamina, Naomi match. I think that gets more. I think that's going to get more time than Charlotte and Brie. And I'm not so sure. A lot of time is or in some cases should be given to the Ryback Big Show Kane match. So especially if Braun Strowman is going to take up most of it. And I think there's still enough time for them to squeeze in the Usos and Dudley Boys, but I'm just hoping that's actually saved for Mania. Like I said, I would like to see a Mania. I mean, a Mania, and there's a non-tag team title match. It's just a personal grudge match. I would like to see that because my feeling is that their feud is going to be intertwined with New Day. It's going to be a triple threat like match at Mania. And probably if it is, hopefully it's not on the pre-show like it was last year. But yeah, so on the main card, six matches, and if AJ and what's name AJ Y2J's added them, seven matches, so that's pretty a decent size, 6 to 7 because you start getting to eight, and you can rest sure one of those matches are going to be cut out. That most time happens when it's a 8 match card. There's going to be a match that time is going to be cut. It's just going to be some It's going to deal with some time constraints. But even though I think that, you know, even though that I believe the outcomes, the results are somewhat predictable. Once again, that does not mean that it'll be a bad pay-per-view, like bad matches, and hopefully it's not a bad showing, because WWE hasn't been too consistent in terms of their pay-per-views. From Survivor Series and TLC. But so yeah, those are my predictions for Fastlane 2016. Okay, moving on, and there's something that I think was just announced. Was just announced today. So it's the latest news in wrestling or WWE. But apparently this summer is going to be I guess, the summer of the cruiserweights. And what I mean by that is that news broke out that and they also announced on the website that WWE had announced that the WWE Global Cruiserweight Series will premiere on the WWE Network Wednesday, July 13th at 9 p.m. WWE wrote, quote, "For the first time ever, WWE invites cruiserweights from all over the world to compete in the inaugural Global Cruiserweight Series. 32 of the greatest in-ring competitors under 205 pounds will descend upon Full Sail University in Orlando and collide over 10 weeks to earn the right to call themselves the best cruiserweight in the world." It says here that WWE is currently looking for talents to fill the 32 tournament spots. They're looking around the world. Triple H actually it says here he spoke to PW Insider about, the event. And the quote, "I'm excited about this. I really am. It's a really good opportunity for us to tap into what's a really exciting talent pool. I believe sort of an underutilized talent pool. There are just numerous cruiserweights around the world that are great performers that have not fully had the opportunity to be seen around the world. And that's something that hopefully WWE can give them." Says here that it says here that says here that before the series airs, WWE will be featuring the talents on their website and social media, as Triple H wants fans to get to know the talents. He comments on selection lists for the tournament. Quote, "I would say the vast majority will be non-contracted or long-term contracted WWE talents. We haven't finalized the selection process, watching tapes and seeing who we want to work with and all that. It's going to be a discovery process. Look, I want to have the best in the world. I don't want to negate anyone from that process because they are under contract to it. At the same time, I'm looking for the best in the world and the brightest around to give them a platform that they never had. I'm certainly looking at the vast majority from being from the outside. When I say global, I mean global. We are recruiting from everywhere, UK, Japan, China, to find the best talent. That doesn't mean we are going to find someone everywhere, but we are really trying to turn things over and really find someone from every part of the globe to be part of this and show the world who they are and what they can do. Triple H also commented on if this means the return of a full-fledged cruiserweight division title. He said, "I think it's slightly, and it's good that this is good that somebody asked me because that's what I was thinking too. Um, I think it's slightly the cart before the horse. I think I want this to be something that is repetitive. I would like this tournament to be a recruiting thing, a recurring thing, where we take the best talent from around the world and let them do their thing. Does that morph directly into cruiserweight division right away? I don't know about right away, and it might. But we're clearly looking at all the guys in this tournament saying, who do we want to work with long term? Maybe we give this guy a year and we'll work with him long term next year. And who are all these talents? And I think where it lands is a sort of a work in progress. If you look at this tournament, it's going to be a platform where somebody, and it could be more than one person, is going to be seen as one of the best cruisers in the world or the best cruiser in the world. It's a hell of a platform, and it's going to get better. I mean, it's going to get bigger and better, but just not sure 100% what that is. End quote. Okay. So that's what Triple H had to say on that's what Triple H had to say on this whole WWE Global Cruiserweight thing that's coming, this summer, July 6th, July 13th, on Wednesday. Now, again, this has just been released. No, this news has just been released today. So this is fresh. This is fresh news. This is like, hot off the presses, as they say. And my thoughts on this, very intriguing. Very intriguing. When I saw it, I was in the chat. I was in the chat room that when we talked wrestling. Somebody brought it up. Cruiserweight. I thought, wait a minute. Like the 30 tournament. I'm thinking that, oh shoot, they're bringing a cruiserweight championship back, and there's gonna be the title on the line. But now, fully reading what Triple H had to say, that it's a work in progress. They don't know for sure if this means a full-fledged cruiserweight division. And what I find interesting about this, because it's something that I've spoke on before in the Wrestling Corner, how a decade ago in TNA used to do something that was like, in a way, their form of, I guess, the Olympics, which would be the World X Cup, where they would bring, talents from Japan, UK, Mexico, and all others, and there would be like like a tournament, like I think it was almost like with points and everything, like the World Cup. And I always found it to be unique. And I used to always say that I doubt WWE would do this. I really doubt it. And if they did, they would probably have majority of the matches go to their guys. But so what I find interesting about that, this is in a way is basically like, when TNA used to do the World X Cup. Because WWE is going to be getting people from all over. Now, so what you just say, that doesn't mean that we're going to get everybody from everywhere, but but Triple H does want this to live up to the name global. And not just, we call it global because there's only a couple of international, and most everybody's American. No, he wants it to feel global, that, yeah, it's diverse, in terms of nationality. So I find that unique, that it's basically like the World X Cup that TNA used to do a decade ago. And as a 32-man tournament, and I like that. But Triple H said basically that before the tournament starts, that they are going to be showing things or basically like profiles or for us to get to know, the individual because 32 people, who's to say that the 32 people um won't be, unknowns to the casual fan or everybody else. I know it's, probably if not 32, I doubt maybe but 16, half of the participants, are kind of unknown, and it also is unique for WWE because WWE's actually given everybody's these guys platforms, platforms that they've never had before. And so I think it's very interesting, and if it's not just okay, guys under 205 pounds, but it feels like a cruiser with the cruiserweight style. Even though you kind of got two styles of cruiser. You probably have your spot fest, and then you probably have your technical, mat classic or so, or you probably have a hybrid. Like if you had Eddie Guerrero, versus Dean Malenko, you'd probably get a hybrid. Or if it's Ray and Eddie Guerrero, you get the high flying out of Ray, you get the technical aspect out of Eddie, and Eddie can if people that watched Eddie, we know that Eddie could fly with the best of them as well. But I'm really interested. I'm actually looking forward to July 13th. I really am. So I think what 10 days. Let me make sure 10 days because this is a 32-man tournament. Let me see. No, not 10 days. 10 weeks. 10 weeks. I hope all those 10 weeks are. Hope all those 10 weeks are awesome, and it's gonna be on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So it makes me wonder on the network. So is it gonna be? Maybe are the matches going to be live? It doesn't even say will they be live. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about them being live. But because Wednesday is also the that's also the day where NXT is on. NXT is on Wednesdays. So it makes me wonder, is it going to like bleed over? NXT that it's gonna the NXT is gonna bleed over into the series as the NXT comes on at 8. So it's like you're gonna bleed over to the tournament, the Cruiserweight Global Series, the Global Cruiserweight Series. Makes me wonder, but this is a unique idea, and if this was all Triple H's idea, once again, I tip my hat to Triple H for getting this going. Giving these 32 men platforms. Bringing something new to WWE. The Cruiserweight division is not necessarily new, but it's been a while since you kind of got cruiserweight style like matches. Even though guys like Bryan, Ziggler, and Punk were basically in a way like cruiserweights, but in terms of weight, but Punk, even though he flew, he was more, technical, and he's more time technical based and striking. While same thing for Bryan. Bryan could fly, but he was known for his his technical prowess. So I know maybe I'm getting in the head here, but with how NXT is going with their women's division, it'd be pretty cool that WWE does what TNA did with has been doing with the Knockouts Knockdown, where it's one for the women, where the women get platform from outside of WWE. Hopefully that would be the case. But I really look forward to, I really got something to look forward to this summer for WWE. So Wednesday, July 13th, 9 p.m. we'll begin the cruiserweight. we'll begin the WWE Global Cruiserweight Series. And that's all. And that's basically it for this corner. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was a better go home than Raw's go home. Hopefully, Fastlane goes on to be, watchable instead of just being a throwaway show. Because you never know, sometimes these shows can, it can be a throwaway show. But hopefully, like I said, despite probably the results being predictable, hopefully that doesn't mean the matches are blah. They're actually watching. And after Fastlane, we will begin the countdown, the days until WrestleMania. The final road stretch to WrestleMania. So I hope you guys enjoy Fastlane, and this is Hulk 93, always in the place to be. And until the next corner, stay easy, guys, and peace.